Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.
What's up, people? Welcome to Ade and Gman episode
23.
23.
Even I'm confused now at this stage.
Yeah,
with the
because we didn't have
episodes.
one last week.
We missed a week last week. You had your duties in America, Club World Cup, and hosting Ring Magazine show.
We'll get to that in a second. This show is sponsored by the wonderful people at Undisputed. Remember, the Mexican Monster Pack is available right now to download. Just go to playundisputed.com. David Benavidez is, I guess, the main highlight of it because he's the most current.
He's the most.
Sugar Ray Leonard's in it.
Well, you can count Andy Ruiz as
Hector
somewhat
Camacho's
current.
in it as well.
Andy
Ruiz, somewhat current.
Somewhat current.
I don't even know what to say about Andy Ruiz at the moment. Don't forget also, remember I'm doing my live show at King's Play September 4th. Tickets are still available. Just go to the link in the description. All right, let's get cracking because there is quite a lot of boxing to talk about. Two big shows within 24 hours of each other in New York, especially when you think New York actually doesn't do that much boxing anymore.
No, it doesn't.
So to get two back-to-back is kind of rare.
It's kind of rare, but they don't do it as much, but it's quality over quantity. When they do it's something else. And we had two phenomenal shows 24 hours apart.
I will say this, and I'm not just saying this because I worked on the ring one, but I think those four main fights, it's not the opener, not the Asian kid, but those four main fights, so Morrell, Katayif, Puelo, Matias, Berlanga, Sheeraz, and Shakur Stevenson, Zapeda, that's insane. Because the B side is so close to the A side.
Yep.
It was, apart from Shakur, Zapeda, the rest were like, you could say there were 50-50 fights.
Every fight on there, with the exception, I agree, Williams Zapeda, I made Shakur firm favourite. Couldn't look at those fights and say, right, for definite. I mean, I think me and you both picked Puelo to beat Matias, and you didn't.
I thought you did.
I didn't think he did.
You thought Matias won, yeah?
We'll get to that.
Thought Matias won. Okay, no argument. It's a really good fight. Should we start with that card?
Let's start with that.
Start the wrong way round, but let's start with that. Let's go straight away to the main event. Hamzah Sheeraz, Edgar Berlanga. I haven't watched your videos, but no doubt your videos would have been praising him as much as my videos. Because I think to go into someone's backyard, new trainer, a new style of boxing, because he's certainly on the front foot a bit more, a new weight class, I thought that was an incredible performance.
It was just, every box was ticked. It was incredible. I couldn't get over how big Hamzah Sheeraz was. Yeah. I was thinking I'd see a size difference between the two. And I'm like, I mean, how did you ever make 160? You look like you belong at 168 pounds. He kind of, I think he even said himself, like he was willing to give up the first two rounds just to get the lay of the land, just to see kind of what I'm dealing with. Once he got the lay of the land, round 3, he kind of started landing on Edgar Berlanga. 4th round, that was it. And Canelo could drop Edgar Berlanga. He could not do what Hamzah Sheeraz did. That was phenomenal. Yeah,
it was. For so many different reasons. Agreed about the size, by the way, because Edgar Berlanga is actually one of the bigger 168s. And he looks so much bigger than Berlanga. Just obviously he's quite skinny and lanky, isn't he? He's quite tall. And I spoke to Frank Warren about this, not comparing these two people, but you know, like Tommy Hearns, in terms of just length and just like the way in which he whips his shots. But the way, when he walked in there, obviously I'm a big Hamzah fan, but you got to try and stay somewhat biased on when you're on the broadcast. But when Edgar walked in there with Remy Ma and Fat Joe, and Edgar's walking really slow, I'm thinking, oh, this could be crazy for the first couple of rounds. And Hamzah just dictated and controlled everything.
Yep.
Everything.
He put Edgar Berlanga on a jab. Edgar Berlanga, I think, Edgar Berlanga is not stupid. He knows he's in there with a guy who can punch. He knows he's in there with a really, really talented fighter. So he wasn't going to go straight for the jugular either. So we knew the first 2 or 3 rounds would be a bit cagey. Berlanga started that 4th round like, all right, I'm good to go, ready to go. And he started throwing. And that was the problem, because it gave Berlanga opportunities to land left hooks, or Hamzah left hooks to opportunities to land left hooks and right hands. It was just, once Hamzah Sheeraz got into his groove, honestly, it was like going through the gears, like just different level. It was crazy. And praise to Andy Lee as well.
Dude, I was just about to say that, because I know me and you've had a conversation about trainers, and I've always said, like, Andy Lee, I think the nicest person in boxing, but now he's, for me, one of the top trainers in boxing. I mean, you look at all of his fighters. Paddy Donovan looked incredible against Lewis Crocker. Ben Whittaker looked like a new man. Joseph Parker's all of a sudden, you could argue and say the 3rd best heavyweight, maybe even higher than that. And now look what he's done with Hamzah. After Hamzah was coming off what wasn't on paper a defeat, but was a defeat for me against Carlos Adames. He's hot right now, Andy Lee. Hot.
Highly sought after. What I kind of find amazing is when you see a fighter go to a new trainer, you kind of expect a teething phase, don't you? You're literally not getting that with Andy Lee. These are going to him and we are instantly seeing results.
Yeah.
We're seeing improvements. Yeah. I love what I'm seeing. And I think he's going to be one of the most sought after trainers in boxing after this.
Yeah, it's almost iron sharpens iron. You can imagine that camp. Everyone's buzzing. Everyone's excited about it. No one's competing with each other in the same weight class. So there's no like negative eyes or little
no
side eyes. There's none of that, is there? Everyone's like, okay, you go and win, you go and win, you go and win. And all of a sudden, I mean, he's got Paddy Donovan coming up in a world title fight against Lewis Crocker, which I think we both agree Paddy might win or should win. He's going to have a world champion in his midst. And
he hasn't had one yet. No, he hasn't had one
don't
yet.
think so, no.
Yeah, that would be, no disrespect to Lewis Crocker, but I think we all are siding with Paddy Donovan in that fight. But man, that gym is just going from strength to strength. You know, Ben Whitaker's gone over there now as well.
Yeah, Ben's
so
there.
it's never ending. People really want to get over there because they must. It's not just the fact that they're seeing results. I think word of mouth gets around as well.
And I'm telling you, like, you go to gyms. I mean, I remember talking to AJ about this, where you go to gyms and you sit with trainers and you do sit with them. A bit like footballers do with managers. And I'm telling you, if you have to go and sit with Andy Lee, then you're sold already. Because he will convince you just by opening his mouth for 5 seconds. Because again, he's such a nice person. There's obviously this talk about Canelo now. Turkey wants, Turkey gets. But Canelo's obviously got a fight against Crawford. And that could go either way. If you're Hamzah, do you wait or do you capitalize on this newfound fame and fight someone else?
Oh, you definitely capitalize on it. You make hay while the sun shines. You go into New York City, main event of a show, one of the guys giving it all this and do that. The eyes are on you now. Yeah, the Canelo fight, look, that could be next year. There's no use waiting around. None. There's absolutely none.
He should have a fight before the end of the year.
Easily.
Have a fight over here. And I get it. Riyadh sees an ambassador, so Turkey's going to want him all the time in Riyadh or wherever it is. But I think there's a potential of a fight over here. And I remember speaking to Hamzah about a year ago. He came on TalkSport and I said, Carlos Adames world title fight or Chris Eubank Jr.? He's like, Chris Eubank Jr.
Yeah.
He wanted that more than a world title fight. There's obviously issues with Chris and Conor right now.
There has to be.
There has to be issues. If I'm Hamzah, and I don't know if Chris will take it, Jr., because obviously Chris doesn't have a relationship at all with Frank Warren, but if enough money can be put on the table and Turkey loves Hamzah and he loves Chris, I think that's the fight to make at 168.
That's an interesting one. Now, I'm going to be frank. Did not think about that fight at all until you said it. I was thinking for Hamzah Sheeraz, there's probably maybe domestic fights, you know, get some guys from light heavyweight, maybe see if they can go down. Yeah. Did not think Chris Eubank Jr.'s name would pop up, to be honest
because
with you.
Let's be honest, we both have seen Chris at 160.
Yes.
He's a dead man walking.
Dead man walking.
Dead man walking. He's 35, 36. Go up 8 pounds. Problem is, after that performance from Hamzah,
that's what I mean. I mean, that's why I didn't think about it, because the checkbook would have to be brought out straight away.
Has to be bigger than Conor Ben.
Has to be bigger than Conor Ben. Exactly.
And I don't know there's that much money in that fight.
And Chris would have looked at Conor Ben thinking, in spite of the rehydration clause, in spite of all this, I should win. All right, I'll be fully hydrated, but damn, look what I've just witnessed. How am I going to get around that?
Yeah. Okay, what next then for Hamzah? And look, I was just playing fairy tale. Chris Eubank Jr. is not taking that fight at this stage of his career. And I don't mind and necessarily get upset with it, because the older guard seem to fight the older guard unless he's going to take on the guy coming up 2 weight classes. What does Hamzah do next then?
That's a good question.
Can I say a name?
I'm going to say one name.
Go on, you say one
He's
name.
not in super middleweight now, but I think he needs to be Dave Morrell.
That's a big ass, man. Jesus.
But he has not looked good at 175 pounds. He's undersized.
Still good. He's still very, very good.
He is very, very good.
He's very, very good. I was thinking, because you said domestic, I was thinking Callum Simpson. Callum Simpson, 168 pound, that shifts some tickets, has called out Hamzah before. I think Boxer would take it in a heartbeat. I think Frank would take it in a heartbeat. And the amount of tickets that Callum sells fighting, no disrespect, nobodies, he shifts 7,000 tickets fighting people that we don't really know. Hamzah versus him, anywhere, O2 Arena, it's selling out.
I was going to say O2 Arena.
Selling out.
Sold out.
And it's again, because I said to Frank, are you trying to make... Hamzah's kind of an international star, but we've not really seen Hamzah headline a big fight card over here yet.
No.
He's done the copper box.
That was...
7,000.
It wasn't even full that night. I was there ringside for it. Was
Hamzah. That Bradley Skeet?
No, it was Liam Williams.
Okay.
It was Liam Williams. And that was when we were kind of not really getting to know Hamzah Sheeraz. It was in the early stages. Right now, with that performance, Callum Simpson is a name that I didn't.
It's a great name, innit?
Because I'm thinking, in my head, you've gone to Berlanga, you've gone to New York. No disrespect to Callum Simpson, but do you not look at domestic level as like, I'm kind of stepping down a bit?
Maybe, but remember we did Ammo Williams, Tyler Denny.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I know Tyler Denny had the European title, but that was 100% a step down. And he wanted to stay busy. And I don't think Callum's a stay busy fight. I think it's a tough fight, but I like the idea of the matchup. Yeah, there you go.
He's European champion.
There you go. And it's a new weight class for Hamzah still, 168. So why not? And I showed you the picture of Callum Simpson with David Benavidez.
Yes,
Callum's a massive 168 as well.
Huge. Yeah. He is huge. And Boxer would be desperate to get a show on Riyadh season. That does make a lot of sense. Definitely a lot better than probably saying Dave Morrell, which is a very much a 50-50 fight at 168.
No, honestly, it's a scary fight. All right, time's against us. So let's go to Shakur Stevenson, William Zapeda. Obviously, there's been this lot of Tom and Jerry. I didn't see any Tom and Jerry. I saw a guy that's willing to stand and fight a little bit.
He stood, he fought. I think it was around 3. He was buzzed a little bit.
Yeah, he was. That jab.
Yeah,
100%. He said it was a slip.
buzzed.
No, it wasn't. Your legs went. I saw it. I was there.
Your legs dipped. But other than that, I thought it was a good performance, really good performance. I kind of got the fight I expected. I didn't think it would be a one-sided Shakur Stevenson run around the ring like Edwin De Los Santos. I knew he'd have to stand his ground, he'd lose some rounds, but still I think he won it clearly, looked brilliant. William Zapeda is a tough night to work for anyone.
His record is very deceiving though. Like the knockouts on his record is very deceiving because he can't punch.
No, he just overwhelms the guy.
He just overwhelms you, because he throws 100 punches around. And if you're a puncher, you don't need to do that. If you're a puncher, let's just slow it down. Like, I want someone just to say to him, slow down and pick your shots. But he's like, boom. It's too much sometimes.
You think about it, he fought Maxie Hughes and stopped him in a couple of rounds. We know how good Maxie Hughes is.
That's true.
Maxie Hughes is someone who, he dictates his own pace. He doesn't throw a lot of shots. Put him in there with someone who does that, there's nothing you can really do. You're just going to get overwhelmed. So I agree with you. I don't think he's a big puncher.
No, he's not a big puncher. As for Shakur, look, the 135 division has changed considerably in the last 4 months. Keyshawn's gone. He was never going to fight Keyshawn anyway. Vasily Lomachenko's retired, and Gervonta Davis looks like he might be doing jail time. So really and truly, I guess the only real option is Floyd Schofield or the winner of Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes, but I think they're too far away from him. So I think Floyd Schofield or Conor Benn. or Conor Benn.
I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming.
You know why? Because Shakur was right, and I said this about Conor for a long time. Conor's not the biggest 147.
No, he's not.
When you see them together on Ariel's show, you're like, 1 second, you're not that big. Now, Shakur has always said he's comfortable at 135, but if the money's right, Shakur versus Conor financially pays a few checks.
It absolutely does, and it's funny. I looked at the interview on Ariel's show, and my first thought was, you would never think one's a lightweight and one's a welterweight.
There you go.
You wouldn't, because they did look the same. One of them has just finished a camp,
so
he's in as much of a shape as he's going to be. The other is out of camp, but they still
didn't look too
different.
far away, did they?
No, they didn't. It would make a lot of money. Conor would sell the holy hell out of that fight.
That was basically like a little tester or teaser for the press conference.
That was literally it.
And it was fantastic.
I loved it. I loved the way Conor was like, well, I moved up 2 weights. I was like, mate, he's a 3-weight world champion.
No, but I like what Conor, but I get what Conor was saying, because Shakur's moved up 3 weights, but it's been 4 fights, then up, 4 fights, then up 4, whereas Conor just went.
Yeah, he just went.
But I thought it was fascinating between those two. And if Conor can't get a Barios fight or a Pacquiao fight or anyone else at 147, and he can't get a Chris Eubank Jr. fight, if I'm Conor, I'm taking it.
Well, I don't think he will get the Pacquiao Barios fight. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. But yeah, I'd be saying, the hell with it, do it. And like, think about it like this: if Conor Benn was to fight Shakur Stevenson and lose, you've lost to one of the pound for pound best in the world.
You've also lost to a guy coming up 2 weight classes.
Yeah, you've also lost to a guy coming up 2 weight class, but who's to say he wouldn't stay there? Who's to say he wouldn't feel comfy and say, do you know what, I feel comfy here and I'm going to win a world title? And you've lost to a world champion in your own weight.
Yeah, if I'm Conor, look, Conor's always chasing the big fights. One thing about Conor is that he would literally fight anybody, it seems, in and around that 147. For some reason, no one in 154, because I think he realised the size of them, or Chris Eubank Jr. But if I'm Conor, that's where I should be. 147 fighters.
100%.
Yeah, that's where I should be. All this Chris Eubank Jr. talk. No. There's so many good names and big names. Bigger than Chris Eubank Jr.
Much bigger.
For him to fight at 147.
Yeah, exactly. Much bigger. And there's world titles there. You've got a better chance of winning. You're never going to win a world title at 154. They're too damn big. Those guys are massive.
I love Conor, but he doesn't have a hope in hell.
No, those
guys. And I like Conor, but there's absolutely no chance.
No way.
Look at Bakram.
Man.
Look at Bakram.
Look at even Tszyu. He's huge.
Yeah, they're Fundora.
Don't.
Do you know the size of these guys?
That one because,
and then the non-champions, Boychuk, Madrimov.
Ortiz.
Boots is there now.
Boots, yeah.
Forget it. Do you know what I mean? Like, absolutely no chance. Okay, name on a card right now. Who does Shakur fight next?
Probably best case scenario pay-per-view. I would be saying Conor Benn because they sold it to me with that.
I think it's Floyd Schofield, but yeah. I think 100% he fights Floyd Schofield.
If you want me to be real and say who I genuinely think, Lamont Roach. Because I've seen Roach's name mentioned because pretty much that fight with Tank Davis probably ain't going to happen.
Yeah,
August 16th is probably not going to happen. Yeah. And I did see an article saying Lamont Roach would be willing, or one or the other, Shakur would be willing to step in.
I think it was Shakur said he'd be willing to fight. He said they're good friends, but if the money's right, he'll fight. The money is right.
Yeah. There's a fight there, so there you go.
Okay. You think Matias beat Puelo?
I do think Matias beat Puelo.
Interesting.
I think Alberto Puelo held for dear life. He's a bit reckless with the head. I thought Matias won the early rounds. And I thought he won enough rounds, put enough in the bag to be able to actually just slightly, he was close, 115, 113, I agree with that, to get the nod. It's the first decision win of Matias's career.
Yeah. No, look, it was so close where I was watching it thinking, whoever gets it, gets it. Mm-hmm. There was none like, oh, this person, that person. I was like, whoever gets this fight, gets this fight. And I will give credit to Matias for being on the front foot throughout.
Yeah.
Like there was not 1 second of that fight where he's being pushed back, and I was like, this guy's engine is. I'd love to just go and watch him train because this is the fittest fight I've ever seen in my life. I was thinking, how can you be that fit? And he's getting hit coming in.
Oh yeah,
but he's still on the front foot, on his chest, and he's willing away, and obviously he's still kind of rebuilding after the Liam Parrow defeat. But he's a force at 140.
He's a force at 140. The Liam Parrow defeat, you lost to a decent fighter in Liam Parrow. He's not a bad fighter. And then
it's because Liam Parrow lost immediately after.
I think we look at it and we're like, wow, how good was it? It was very good. I thought he deserved to win. I thought that he showed, to me though, he did show signs of slowing down because you're looking at Matias and you're thinking I've seen him go way longer and way harder and throw way more punches. Although he stopped everybody prior to this, I've still seen a better gas tank out of Matias. So I do think he's 33 years old. So that's Matias on the slide. He's still one of the fittest fighters going. He has just no reverse gear whatsoever.
No, there's no reverse gear.
It's straightforward the whole way.
Unless you can knock him out.
And even then.
He'll get up. So you've got a bit of a problem with him. He's a hard night's work for anyone. You've got to be, you might have to be Shakur Stevenson-esque defensively and make him make mistakes. That's a hard night's work.
You mentioned Zapeda being a guy who's high volume but no power. I don't think that's the case with Matias. I think he has very good power.
Yeah, Matias can hurt you.
He can really hurt you.
Puelo's legs kind of wobbled and buckled a couple of times. He can clearly hurt you. I mean, these guys now, because of Riyadh season and Ring Magazine, there are no breaks, are there? Because he wins, he's busted up, he's got an eye cut and he can barely breathe. In steps Dalton Smith like, you're next, off the conveyor belt, we're going in November. Bear in mind, November 22nd is what, is it 4 months? August, September, 4 months away.
4 months away.
That's a tight turnaround, man.
You're
not allowed to spar. Really and truly, medically, you're not allowed to spar for like however long because of the cut as well and the damage he's taken. And that means he's going to have to go straight into camp.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I would love to see it on the November card, but I almost feel like that's going to be pushed back to the start of the year.
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a pull-out, probably from Matias' side, because as you said, probably September time, probably get the sparring in. You're going to have to literally be doing back-to-back weight cuts. It's going to take too much. He's going to know that I can't do this.
Just can't do it.
My body's just not able for it. A hard fight like that, another weight cut, sparring, everything, it's too quick.
Yeah, if it was an 8th round stoppage.
Yeah.
Or even if it was a wide points decision. Okay, he went, it was war.
For 12 rounds.
It was war, you know what I mean? And I just feel like, again, I get it. There are no breaks for these fighters, right? They wanted all the money. They've always said, I want the big fights. Mm-hmm. But I think that was a little bit too hasty to get Dalton Smith in there and say, okay, fair, you get them in there to do a face-off.
Yes,
because Dalton Smith is mandatory. But to then sort of say this is the date, I think that's a bit too much. All right, let's talk about one of my favorite fighters who hasn't looked great for a minute, and that's David Morrell. I was watching it and I was saying to myself, has Benavidez took something out of him, or is Katayif, who by the way probably shouldn't have been fighting because of that drug issue?
No,
but is Katayif better than I thought? I couldn't quite read it, so the floor is yours.
Katayif better than I thought, but I agree with you. Shouldn't have been fighting because of that drug issue. No, I was surprised. I thought he looked really good in there, Katayif, but Morrell just, I think it's the weight. I think that's part of it, right?
He's not light heavy.
He's not light heavy. Simple as. He was able to impose himself so quickly on these super middleweights. It's gone up to light heavyweight. He's not been able to do that at all. Since the
that's
first
three
fight,
now, isn't
3
it?
fights
Hot
now.
Rod, Benavidez and Katayif, and Benavidez isn't a 175 guy either, is he? Yeah.
Nope.
I think Hot Rod is actually, no, Hot Rod's a 175.
Oh, he's always been there. He's fought Beterbiev and everyone at that. But yeah, I think that's part of the problem. He was down in that fight. I was watching that fight live, and I think the Ring Magazine scores, I think up until round 7, didn't even give Morrell a round.
Yeah.
And you'd struggle to give him a round, quite frankly. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he didn't win that fight.
No, he didn't win that fight.
He lost that fight.
Yeah, he
Simple
lost
as.
that fight. And I hate saying that because I really like him.
Oh, so do I. That's
I
the
really,
thing.
really, really like. And I was trying to find, you know, when you're trying to find a round, because I was kind of scoring, and I was like, 10-9.
You want to be generous.
I want to give it to him, but I thought I can't really give it to you. But no, it didn't look great. And again, and I was saying this to Sergio Moro and Chris Mannix on stage, because he is like a Riyadh season fighter, you don't get any breaks now, dude.
Nope.
Like Joshua Boatsi was ringside, and I'm hearing whispers about Boatsi Morrell. So it's not like, he looks like a fighter that is in desperate need of fighting someone that's a top 25 guy, as opposed to a top 7, top 8 guy. Like, he needs a walkover. But you don't get walkovers anymore.
No, not on Riyadh season. And yeah, he needs a step down. And I think a step backwards, like to take a top 25 guy, you could take 2 steps forward. Make him feel like who he was at 168, give him a renewed confidence about himself. Don't know if Joshua Boatsi's the guy to do that. Great fight. But that's Joshua Boatsi. Like, he only lost to Callum Smith.
Yeah,
We forget about that.
Boatsi will put you in a war.
He will have a war
Boatsi will
with you.
put you in a war.
He will
and
have
he
a
was
flipping war.
ringside watching that. And I was like, oh, there's a few ringside light heavyweights around here.
Yep.
So yeah, that's not a good fight for David Morrell. Overall, how did you score the fight card? By the way, before you answer that, I will say this. Congratulations to them, everyone, by the way, for that Louis Armstrong event, because it looked incredible.
It looked phenomenal.
There wasn't a bad seat in the house. I think there was about 11,000 in there, I think. But I was looking around thinking, like, every angle here is good.
Yep.
Like, whatever seat, whether you were one of the guys that spent a grand to be ringside or $30 to be, the $30 seat was as good as the grand seat. Like, literally, there was no difference.
It was in a tennis arena, wasn't it?
Tennis
It was never
arena
a bad-
where they play
never
the
a bad
US
seat.
Open.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
never a bad seat there. It was phenomenal. I loved it. More of those.
More of those. Honestly,
please.
more of those. We don't need the traditional boxing venues. Like, I'd rather you do that than go to MSG and put black curtains up because you can't sell it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather that. All right, score it. Go on.
9.5.
Wow.
9.5.
I would go with you on that. I thought it was that incredible.
9.5. They should have gave the decision to Katayif.
And then it might have been something higher.
That would have been a 10.
Okay, talking of MSG, let's go there.
Let's go there.
Your fellow country woman, Katie Taylor, who is just...
What a performance.
What a performance.
What a performance. I didn't expect it. I watched it Saturday morning.
Good performance from her or bad performance from Serrano?
Great performance of Katie Taylor. I think...
Serrano got it wrong.
Literally, was just going to say wrong game plan.
Yeah,
but if you think about it, you've had 2 fights where you've just gone crash bang wallop. There's no reason to doubt that it'll happen again. And Katie Taylor just came out and was like, "No, I'm going to box you."
Yeah, like, we ain't doing this.
doing
And
this.
If we're having a boxing match, you're going to lose.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And one factor people haven't sort of put into this, although he wasn't in the corner, her dad's back.
Pete.
Yes.
Yes. He's been back for a while now, hasn't he? No?
Yeah, he's been back for a while, but I don't think he was with her in the last training camp. So I don't know if he trained her for the last camp.
No, I don't think so.
So, but he definitely helped train her, I know, for this camp. So I do wonder if he's decided, why are you standing and banging with these girls? Just box them.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of a boxer, you're the best female boxer on the planet. When you start to try and have a fight with punchers, because of ego, you could get chinned.
Well, that's what's happened a few times with her and Amanda Serrano. I mean, she's been hurt a couple of times by Amanda Serrano because she's just stood there trading and wanting to get into a dust-up. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing from Katie Taylor. There was rounds like round 8, Katie Taylor hooking off the back foot. I'm looking at this, I'm like, what?
It's beautiful. It kind of took it back to her amateur days.
Yeah.
Of just clean back foot fighting and thinking, this is what made you the greatest female fighter of all time. And she is that for me. I know there's the Clarissa argument, and if someone says Clarissa, I have no argument because Clarissa's Clarissa, but I look at CVs and it isn't Clarissa's fault. It's a bit like Terence Crawford, actually. Terence couldn't get the fights.
Nope.
And Clarissa, there is no one in her weight class.
There's literally
Yeah,
no
she's
one.
jumping up to heavyweight, fighting a light heavyweight in a couple of weeks.
But there you go. Whereas Katie Taylor was very fortunate, but also very good that she's in a weight or weights that have had just
Everyone.
the girls, the main girls.
Yeah.
Whereas Clarissa hasn't had that, and Katie Taylor's fought them all and beat them all.
Yeah, beat them all.
Beat them all.
Beat them all. Why do you think, this is such a random question, but it kind of bugged me watching the fight. Why does Serrano wear Jordans to fight?
I don't know. She's
Because
always done that. But she's always
I
done
have
that.
Jordans, and they're even awkward to walk in. So I can't even imagine trying to spin and pivot off the back foot. I just don't. There's no way that helps her.
No. I sparred in a pair of trainers years ago and I hated it. I hated every minute of it because it just felt awkward. You put a pair of boxing boots on with the very flat sole and they have grip and it just feels so completely
You can
different.
bounce and move.
You can move.
Like if you're trying to box Katie, which as you say, she tried to do rather than crash bang wallop, then you want to be able to bounce on your toes and move. So surely you just put on a pair of boxing boots. Not trying to say that would have helped her, but I just find it weird.
It probably wouldn't have helped her, but maybe she wouldn't have been, because there was moments in there where I thought Katie really did make her look silly. And you could argue maybe that did play a factor, that she just didn't have the correct footwork, so to speak, because like I said, some of the counter punching Katie did was just, you were looking at it, you were just like, this, why haven't you done this before? With
Why
Amanda?
can't she just retire off the back of that performance?
I think when it was Ariel who said, is that the last fight? She didn't answer. She didn't give him a direct answer. I think she will.
Yeah, because I think the reason I think she will, and the reason I hope she does as well, is because the only opponent really right in front of her is Chantel.
Yeah.
And I just don't like that fight for Katie.
No,
she
really, I mean...
What does she get out of it? She doesn't get anything out of it.
No, Amanda and her had something special. I mean, Chantel beat her first time. Katie really pulled it out of the bag. But that's it, move on. Yeah. And I think with Amanda, there's always been that something there, that spark. And now she's left no stone unturned with her. I think just bow out like that. And as you said, greatest female of all time.
Yeah, it did 6 million views on Netflix, and it's difficult to, like, because this is all very new for us, this Netflix thing, we don't know what represents a great number. Now, when it was old school pay-per-view, when Floyd did 1 million, we're like, yeah. When someone did 500,000, we're like, well, that's a good number. We kind of know what a good pay-per-view number is. I don't know what a good streaming platform service like Netflix is.
Right. Well, let's look at it like this and use terrestrial TV as an example. Right. So you have Harlem Eubank did a lot of fights on Channel 5, 700,000 viewers, right? That's terrestrial TV, right? Netflix, although it's subscription, everyone has Netflix.
Yeah, it's like terrestrial TV.
It's like terrestrial TV.
Okay, so okay.
6 million. That's
incredible.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, like you can't even compare it to Jake Paul, Mike Tyson and say, okay, they fought on the co-main and 50 million watched them. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. I agree. I think 6 to 7 million represents a good number. And I spoke to Nikisa about it and he was like happy. He was like, it's a solid number. Like it's kind of what they expected. If not, they exceeded what they expected. The rest of the fight card was fantastic as well. Obviously, all-female fight card. What fighter, so not fight, but what fighter stood out from the rest of the fight card for you?
It's easy. Ellie Scottney,
Yeah,
MVP of the night. It was MVP promotion. She was the MVP fighter of the night.
She was fantastic.
She was phenomenal. Like, honestly, she didn't put a foot wrong.
She wants Sky Nicholson next.
Do you know what? When I heard Sky was moving down to 122, I was like, all right, whose idea is that? You do realise Ellie Scottney is the girl at that division. Yeah. You're not beating her.
You don't think so?
Sky is not. Ellie Scottney does everything better than Sky.
Oh,
everything better.
That's interesting. I was again. I spoke to Nikisa and it came up, and it came up, and he was like, basically, I think they're trying to say like Sky hasn't even made 122 yet. So we don't know if she can make 122. Sky's come back and said a few things as well. I think that fight happens.
Oh, I think it does. I think Ellie Scottney absolutely boxes the head off Sky Nicholson.
And Scottney's a bit too aggressive as well. I think she's really aggressive for her. Savannah Marshall, unlucky or?
Well, she was hurt a couple of times in there. It was competitive. I had a look at it and I was like, I had a lot of people telling me robbery. And I was like, okay, let's have a look. I'm like, she's getting hurt a lot in here. I don't think she ever felt power like Green had. Yeah. Because it was round 2 or something where it was like, whoa, she's going to go here.
Yeah, she got buzzed. She just hasn't fought enough.
No, she's been
one fight in 3 years, whatever it is.
Yeah, one fight in 3 years. She's trying to do MMA on the side as well. Yeah. It's like, it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other. When Savannah was on it and she was active, easily one of the best females.
I never understand the MMA thing.
No, neither do I.
I never got it because I'm like, you're making good money. Well, I don't know, but I thought she was making good money in boxing. And there were about 4 or 5 girls where there are Shadesha, obviously Clarissa, Franchon Cruz Dessert and herself, where you can just continually fight each other and make some good money.
Yeah, the MMA thing is a strange. Clarissa did MMA
as
well.
Decided it didn't work.
Yeah,
so
she lost
one of the fights. Wasted your time.
Yeah, it's like, this doesn't make sense. Stick to what you're good at, which is boxing. Yeah. And Savannah Marshall inactivity is absolutely, it's done her. That's what I think it is.
Indeed. All right, guys, we are now going to look ahead to the weekend's boxing, but we're not going to talk Dubois Usyk because we're going to do a special Dubois Usyk. So let's focus on Manny Pacquiao Barrios first. I swear to God, I have a feeling that Pacquiao's going to chin him.
So no. I don't think he's going to chin him, but the more I think about it, the more I think he might actually win this. I seen so
I
much.
think it's going to do incredible numbers as well.
Oh, it's going to do great
It's going to do
numbers.
incredible numbers. Like everyone's talking about this.
Yeah, people nonstop. Like honestly, it's crazy. 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios.
Will Floyd Mayweather be ringside?
I heard he will. I heard 2 of his fighters are on the undercard.
Yeah.
And I have heard that, look, it's rumors, right? But I've seen was a Fight Hub posted like a little tweet where it's like, Floyd has 2 fighters in the undercard. There is talk if Manny wins, the rematch could be worth, I heard billions is what they said. Billions. Mate,
I'm telling you now,
2025, Pacquiao Mayweather 2.
I'm telling you now, it won't do Jake Paul, Mike Tyson on
it won't do
Netflix.
that. No.
But I'm telling you now, there isn't enough. This is going to sound crazy, yeah? And I don't even think this is crazy. I'm going to say it's this camera. If Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather gets made, it does more than Terence Crawford, Canelo on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
Clip that. Manny Pacquiao, Floyd does more than Terence Crawford. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd are so much more famous than Terence Crawford, Canelo. Like, so much more.
I know.
So much more. Look how many people tuned in for 50. How old's Mike?
Oh, it's nearly 60.
Look how many people tuned in for 60-year-old Mike Tyson.
That's a very good point, actually.
And Floyd would sell the hell out of that thing.
Oh, man. And it'd be world title. It would be world title.
How old's Floyd, 50?
No, well, he'd be 48 because he
48.
was 40 when he fought McGregor.
Always
It was
in
8
shape.
years ago. Always
in shape. Dude, I'm telling
Could you? I'm just thinking
not
about
could
it,
you
I'm like,
imagine?
what?
I think if Manny wins, if Manny wins, he doesn't fight anyone else. The Manny's not going to risk fighting one of these other kids. Manny, he knows he needs the money. And as you say, you were talking hundreds of millions. He would fight Floyd and Floyd would fight him.
Oh, be done like that. The WBC would be 100%. Let's get it on.
And it'll be
Let's
Netflix.
do
I'm
it.
telling you now, it'll be Netflix.
Oh, Netflix
It won't be
would love
PBC.
that. And Netflix would do the whole. It would be the whole documentary. It'd be everything. You might get to work on it.
It would be incredible, dude.
It would be amazing.
Honestly, it'd be incredible. But you're going for realistically, what are you going for? What?
I thought about Barios at the start. I watched a couple of his previous fights back, and I'm like, man, you did look terrible.
But he looked terrible against real fighters that are active and big and strong and haven't been retired for 5 years.
If it's a close fight, Pacquiao gets it. If Pacquiao has, put it like this, early on, I think Pacquiao's going to be fast. He's going to be landing. He might even actually score a knock-in because he's always been dangerous early on.
Yeah, always.
If he did the key tournament.
Yeah.
If he can pick up maybe 4 or 5 rounds of a knockdown, he'll probably get the nod. He'll probably pick up another round, or a judge might give him a later round, and there you go, 115, 114, something like that. I could see it.
It'd be incredible.
It would be
It'd
just
be George
mind-blowing.
Foreman-esque return.
Man, he'd be the oldest welterweight champion in history.
Yeah, honestly, it'd be
He actually be
incredible.
older than Foreman when he won the heavyweight title.
For him to fight a legit champion as well and come back and do that would be incredible. Is there any drug testing in this fight?
I don't know. Well, the WBC, so it would be VADA.
You have to double check that, VADA. You have to double check that. Sebastian Fundora, Tszyu rematch, which is going under the radar. You know, this is actually one of PBC's better cards.
It's a brilliant card.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely phenomenal card. Had this been an immediate rematch, which I think they talked about doing last year, I'd probably have edged Tszyu.
Same.
Because the cut really was what did him in.
Yeah,
He was
for
doing
him,
fine until the cut happened. But then he fought Bakram.
He fought the monster and got bashed the hell up. And where he's gone like that after fighting the monster, I know he's had a comeback win. Fundora's gone like that. Fundora could be the number one 154 pounder out there. He's unified champ.
Arguably, yeah. Arguably. Yeah. So based off of that, I got to go repeat. And again, like I think Tszyu had a little run out there a couple of months ago, but like against a nobody really, we don't remember that.
It was a nobody in Australia.
Exactly. You know, you're going in there with Tower Inferno, as he calls himself. Yeah. This is your first real acid test since not just the first loss, but that horrendous beating you took.
And Fundora, although very wiry and skinny, that boy carries some power, you know.
He absolutely does.
He loves fighting on the inside. Like you look at him and think, oh, he's going to be rangy and he's going to keep you. No. He wants to fight you inside. So if you want to fight inside, in order to get to him as well, because he is so rangy, you've got to come inside.
Yep.
And when you come in that little wheelhouse of his, good luck.
Yeah,
honestly, good luck.
You are.
I'd love to know what he weighs on fight night.
Well, apparently he makes it easy. So I'm reckoning.
That's bullshit, innit? There's no way he's making 154 easy.
Well, he's
6'6".
And
There's no way he's making 154 easy.
How in God's name? Like there are people 6'6" who are 154 pounds when they're probably 10, and that's the probably last time they weighed it.
Yeah,
and he's in his mid-20s.
Because Sheeraz is 6'3".
Yeah.
or 6'2", I think, Sheeraz. And everyone was saying Sheeraz is far too big for 160. And here we have a guy that I think 6'5", 6'6", who's basically as tall as a heavyweight. Basically the same height as AJ, fighting 154 pounds, and saying he makes it easy. So I'm going Fundora, like you, I'm going Fundora.
Fundora points.
Yeah, Fundora points. Jesse Bam Rodriguez for Malele Kafu from South Africa.
Do you know what, right? The one thing I'm not liking about this is not the fight itself, is that Jesse Bam Rodriguez has an opponent lined up already.
Martinez.
That's just... Is Turkey not learned?
Such a banana skin, isn't it?
Has Turkey not learned not to do that?
I hate it. I absolutely
I don't
hate
like
it.
doing that. I don't like it. And it seems almost when you do that, and the fighter like Bam knows, maybe not him, but you know what I mean? Like if you're a fighter and you know, get through this and I have this, your mind should focus.
It's the get through this thing.
Yes, your mind.
Whereas Bam is never a get through this guy. Bam's a seek and destroy at all costs, all risks. And now all of a sudden, Bam's thinking, it's my first fight on Riyadh season. I can't get injured. I can't get cut. I've just got to make sure. And that's not how Bam fights. That's why it scares me.
Exactly. Like people say, like, oh, Canelo against Skull. Well, he knew what he had coming up. Does he want to take any risks against William Skull?
We saw that fight played out.
Exactly. So it goes one of two ways. You either lose or you end up stinking the place out. And I don't think it's in Bam's nature to do that. I think he is the superior fighter. He is. He's pound for pound. He's an elite. But I just wonder, will that not put doubt in his mind? That's the wrong word, but change him up a little bit to the point where it actually becomes a competitive fight. Yeah.
And that for Malele's obviously went to Asia, got the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, I always find that these South African fighters have so many wars in sparring and before we get to know them, that by the time they come over to America or the UK, they're done. But he looks like he's got life in him.
He has life in him. They always have tremendous heart.
Yeah.
They're always aggressive. Yeah. And we want to see someone like that against Bam. And as I said, you know, I think that if Bam is daring to look ahead, he's in trouble.
Yeah. All right, let's, again, we are going to do the Dubois Usyk preview coming up. So this will probably be out tomorrow. But very quickly, I did the Benavidez yard face-off. Dude, brick versus brick there. Brick versus brick. Some people have a feeling for yard. Obviously, look, Benavidez is a monster. But this is 175, you know?
This is 175.
This is 175. And I mean, we saw Benavidez couldn't put a dent in Gvozdyk, beat him, but couldn't put a dent in him. Morrell was just, both of them were slugging it out. No one really put a dent in no one. Yard can crack, you know.
He can really hit very hard. Benavidez has been down in fights, not just against Morrell. He's been down early in his career at 168. I love it. Yeah. I just can't.
You just can't picture. That's the problem. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I can't see Yard winning. Do I think Yard has a chance? Of course, he's not going in there. It's not like 100-0, but you just can't see. You honestly can't see anyone stopping Benavidez.
I could see Yard beating Kovalev back then. I could see it. I thought it could happen. Yeah. I couldn't see it against Beterbiev, and I can't see it now.
The only people I can see beating Benavidez are Beterbiev and Bivol.
Exactly.
I can't picture anyone else doing it.
No.
Yeah, so this isn't a discredit to Yard. It's more a case of, I just think no one's beaten Benavidez apart from Bivol and Beterbiev. And at this stage, maybe even not Beterbiev.
Yeah, we don't know what Beterbiev is going to be like. Yeah. I mean, pushing the Bivol fight back as well. Yeah. Look, Yard to East London, I've watched Yard his whole career. Pretty much, I remember seeing him on Canelo's undercard in TNT Stadium, with an empty stadium back in the day. Always thought he was talented. But I just can't see him getting through this. I'd love to be wrong, and I'd love to see what the face-off was like, because I can imagine two fiery characters that say it got fun.
No, it didn't.
Really?
I'll be honest with you, it didn't get going. It didn't get going. I tried to stir it up, and even Benavidez like, I see what you're doing, man. I'm like, well, yeah, you know, I'm trying to sell some bloody pay-per-views here, dude. Yeah. But they were just very respectful, but very intense with each other. Like Benavidez walked in first, and he kind of stood waiting for Yard, and Yard walked in, and they kind of had this moment where they just stared at each other. And then Yard took off his glasses and shook hands. And I think that just diffused everything. Because we see Benavidez with Morrell, it can get heated very quickly when he's fighting someone he doesn't like. But I think he just respects Yard because he said he's put this fight up. No one took it apart from Yard.
Really?
Yeah.
And that obviously shows Yard has confidence in his own ability. But like, you have to look at recent form, right? Benavidez knocked off Morrell. He beat Caliplant. Yeah. And there was a fight in between that. I can't remember, Gvozdyk, right? Good wins. Yard didn't look amazing. Although he won the fight, but he didn't look amazing against Lyndon Arthur in the trilogy.
No, he didn't.
And that Ralph Villecant fight in the copper box, I mean, that knockdown pretty much saved him. Yeah. Because a lot of people feel that was a really close fight. Going off form, I mean,
going off form, it's one-way traffic. And Yard actually pulled me aside. He said, I watched my video saying that. He said, you're right, my last two performances weren't great, and you're honest and fair, and I've got to be so much better. So I think he knows where he's got to be. But one thing we have seen, when he's in those big fights, the big ones, and yes, he's lost them, but he does come and fight.
He comes to
He
fight,
does
comes
come
to
and
win.
fight. He comes and fights, so it's not going to be easy. All right, there you go. Episode what?
23, I think.
Episode 23 in the books. Guys, thank you very much. Don't forget, subscribe to G-Man's channel. Very, very important. Subscribe to my channel. Very, very important. And once again, thank you so much to our sponsors, Undisputed, for help supporting this channel. We will see you on the next one.
Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now.
Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.